Thank you. All right, before we get started, we have our accountant here. Okay, and he's going to share a few words with you about the presentation that you are about to receive. So without further ado, Solomon. Good morning.
Good morning.
I tell you, this is the best group of people, best looking group of people we've ever had. So thank you all for coming. Welcome to Dallas. And I'm pretty sure you enjoyed yesterday's presentation from Rick Scott right there. Another round of applause. And I'm going to share a few things with you today as well. But before we get started, I would very respectfully disagree with Rick with one of the statements that he made yesterday. That everybody in the IRS's collection department is going to have. I disagree with that. Because Jesus Christ died for their sins too. Good old JC saved them too, you know. So we're good. Now, I think you'll probably think I'm crazy, but I think IRS is the most compassionate and loving tax collection agency in the world. And I'll prove it to you. Where else in the world will you find a tax collection agency who wants you to go on a family retreat with your family? Where in the world does that happen? Really? They love you, they love your family, they want you to have quality time with each other. And they're going to give you a tax deduction for doing that. Where else in the world? Our Canadian friends are here. Do we have anything like that in Canada? Oh, by the way, I love your Prime Minister, your new Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. Amazing guy. Young, vibrant. You went to school with him?
I wish I did.
Oh, yeah. Well, amazing guy. You know, very sensible. We pray that in America we also elect sensible politicians. Amazing guy. You know, but he's not going to reduce your taxes anytime soon, is he? I didn't think so. and I tell you one thing. I think here what we heard from Rick yesterday, what we're going to hear from Tony today, what we're going to hear from Larry today. More than anything, it's about change of your mindset. That's the key here. And I'll tell you one thing. I've been in the accounting field for the past. This is my 25th year, and obviously, I've been recently introduced to this amazing idea of 1041 system. I've been studying it for about 3 or 4 years, and I'm not going to bore you with how I and Tony met, but it was a miracle that a gentleman came in our life, that he introduced us, and then he vanished, and that's how I came to know. But my point is, 1040 system, and I've been in it for 25 years, as I said, encourages and instigates dishonesty. Even if you want to pay your fair share, you're penalized for it. So what do? You overstate your expenditure, you understate your incomes, you do these kind of things to save a penny here and a penny there. And you take big risks in the process. Right? 1040 system, 1041 system is the opposite of that. I think it encourages and instigates honesty. It's full disclosure. You report all your income, domestic and international. Okay? Nothing to hide here. There's a system, you follow that, and you will reap the benefits. Period. You report everything. You don't hide anything. There's no concept of hiding. Right? What a beautiful way of living your life. Ethical, moral, lawful. Right? And that's the most important thing I think that the system brings about. and charitable. Right? We discussed that yesterday. I'll take your question just 1 second.
Okay.
Then finish my thought. So my point is that I think everybody in this fine land should be part of this system and not the other. But it's about knowledge, right? Knowledge is power. If you have the knowledge, then you'll go into that system. You will never look back. But if you don't, then you don't. And we were talking yesterday at the lunch table, and somebody said, you know, it's easier to fool people than let them realize that they have been fooled. Okay? Aren't we all in that at some point or another? Well, after today and yesterday, hopefully, we won't be in that group of people. But we have all been fooled. Right? So now, when the light is shining so bright, if we don't take advantage of it, we won't have anybody else to blame but ourselves. Right? So with that, I want to show you a couple of things here.
Solomon, may I say something while you're looking?
Yes, ma'am.
I would invite you to consider that.
So let's talk about the 1041 form. How many of you have seen this before today? Many of you have, and some of you haven't. Amazing form. I've not seen a single form that looks like this in the 1040 system. And I've been in it for a while. You have deductions for interest, you have deductions for taxes, fiduciary fees, attorney accountant repair forms. Other deductions not subject to 2% floor, operating loss deduction, allowable miscellaneous itemized deduction subject to the 2% floor, adjusted total income loss, income distribution deduction, estate tax deduction. You have charitable deduction. Is there anything that's left out that you can't deduct legally? Just something for you to think about. And this is the 990 PF, your Private Family Foundation textbook. It's 13 pages, but all of it in your favor. You know, this is my Bible. This is IRS's instruction for how to do your 1041 forms. It's written in I think it's Aramaic that it's written in. Most of it is hard to comprehend. But, over the years, I have learned a few things from it. And this is the instructions for 990 PF again, and in the same language. But my point is, all of these tools are there for you to take advantage of.
So you speak your American?
Aramaic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to learn that. my living that I earn depends on that. So this is what we go by. Today, whatever Tony is going to talk about is either going to be from IRC regulations, which is the Internal Revenue Code, the largest government document in the world. Okay. So either it's from there or it's from Supreme Court cases. There have been times when these instruments were challenged in the past because these instruments are not new. They have existed since the inception of IRS, 1913. Okay? It's just that we are finding out about it now. Okay? And so these instruments have been challenged in the past, and most of the time, the courts sided with the taxpayers. If the taxpayers followed the system, then there's no issue. If you don't follow the system, if you just hear what you want to hear and apply selectively, then it won't work. I'll give you an example. There's an LLC a multi-member LLC. You take your business deductions there, honestly, you report your incomes honestly. It flows down to your business trust. If there are deductions that are to be taken there, you take that honestly. It flows down to your family trust. Your governing document, your governing instrument affords you certain allowances. You take those honestly, and whatever is left over, if you wish to donate it to your foundation, you do it there. And once it gets to the foundation, there's a 5% spending requirement, spending and charitable.
Can you just hold your mic closer? Thank you.
Yes, there's a 5% charitable giving and expenditure requirement. You fulfill that, and that's it. It's that simple, but it's that complicated as well. Because some people misunderstand, or I don't know what happens, and they start to send money upstream. and they transfer monies without discipline from one account to the other, without understanding why or what. And those are the kind of things that attract undue attention. And I'm speaking this from experience. And if some of you have done that, I don't mean to, this is not out of malice. I just feel for you, and I'm going to try to help you the best I can. And I am right now with a good couple times. But my point is, if you work with professionals that know your instrument, that understand how it works, that understand how these forms work, and how things are needed to be reported, you'll be in good shape. But if you don't follow the system and hire that professional it's really worth it, at least for the first year, to consult with you on an ongoing basis for a year at least. So you know how to acquire, when to acquire, how to sell, how to report, all that good stuff. It's very important because this is a new system you're entering in. It's half the battle to set up the system. The other half is to actually follow it in a manner that's prescribed by the IRS. And once you do that, you're pretty clear. The word freedom then really makes sense. You see? So it's very important to do it that way. I give an example about the professionals. And kind of, it's a little bit crude, but I think it makes the point home. That, God forbid, if you're having a heart problem, why are you going to see an OBGYN? What can he do for you? Right? Similarly, in the financial world, there are different professionals for different things. You have your statutory attorneys. Most of your attorneys are trained in their state's law, and they're really good at what they do. But that's what they know. Now, if you're going to them for advice on something that they have not studied, what do you think they're going to say? And attorneys are such humble people. Actually, they're so nice. They don't want to say, no, I can't help you. They'll say, just don't do it. They won't say, we don't know how to do this. Because they don't want to break your heart. So if this kind of instrument needs to be set up, you're going to go see Tony. You're going to go see Larry. And if you need an accountant who understands this, I'm here to help you. Okay? But if there are others, by all means. But find one that understands your guiding, your governing instrument. Okay? Also, when you get these, I would humbly request you to please crack open that book and read what you have paid for. And understand it. It's very important. You have to know what is allowed and what is not allowed. What is it that this instrument is going to do for you? You need to understand that. Very important. Very basic, but very important. I think I've covered most of what we have, and then this gentleman here, of course, are going to go in detail. But the point that I wanted to bring home was that about is either from, either it's law of the land, or it's coming out of the Internal Revenue Code. Everything that I do to help file your taxes and whatnot comes out of the IRC and the forms and the instructions that IRS has given. So there should not be any questions of legitimacy in your mind at all. I want to be clear about that. I need you to understand that. And if you have any questions, I'm here all day, and even after the session, I'll be here till 10 o'clock at night if you need me to answer your questions. And my lovely wife, Sarah, is here, and we just recently got married, actually. If you want to say hello to her, do that, and she also have all my cards, so if you need